It's the best of a big week on Foul Territory, and your favorite part of the week was?
Buster Posey, future Hall of Famer. This guy had some insight for us that you never heard before. Awesome time.
Big Woo. I mean, how many times do you get to hear about Big Woo going to Cracker Barrel? Let's go.
And that's Brandon Woodruff, if you don't know about Big Woo, who's always a Cy Young candidate too. His teammate Christian Yelich joined us with like a cool, casual off-day conversation. Gave us a lot of insight and some partying stories with Snoop Dogg. Like, you got to check all this out.
Hey, let me ask you about the dude that got absolutely dismantled on the proposal he tried doing. I mean, listen, I mean, he got up there. This guy came out of nowhere, dude.
They don't mess around with security at Dodger Stadium. That's awesome. You know, unfortunately, we have a situation like that happen probably once a homestand, and yeah, that security team there, they get it taken care of very fast normally. Unfortunately, that guy just kind of put himself in a position to, you know, get hit sticked right there. And I think the overhead video where you see Lourdes Gurriel kind of celebrating that proposing, and then all of a sudden he puts his hands over his head, I think that's probably the perfect reaction that everyone had. It was kind of like, hey, this is awesome, this guy's proposing, and then, oh my gosh. You know, if you go on that field there, you will get hogtied and carried out of the stadium. It's pretty embarrassing.
You know, I went to G's the year before. I think he had Snoop Dogg at his, which he must have been busy because he didn't attend mine. But he had Snoop out there with his parents, everybody in the club, in a club in Hollywood. It was a pretty good time, man. I enjoyed it, and we had a lot of fun.
People talk smack. You hear it all the time. For me and my personal, it's happened to me a bunch of times. I told the guy to meet me after the game one time. As silly as that sounds and dumb as that sounds, you know, I got put in that situation. I kind of just blacked out. And then, you know, I finally figured out. I said, you know what? On the funny side, I said, listen, if there's a guy that talks smack to me, like gets in my face, whatever, like there, it's situation. And when I come in the dugout, they always use, oh, Frazier, strike out again. And my famous words, now you get that same by, I said, your mother's a bad cook. And then I'd walk off.
For the commissioner to sort of turn on analytics is a little bit ironic, considering that a lot of the general managers, or at least a handful of the general managers, who were part of this movement came out of his office. His office didn't seem to mind when the starting pitching was being devalued, and devalued in a financial way, and the way the game was going, they seemed to like it. Now, because it's essentially wrecked the sport, right? The aesthetic value of the sport, things are turning back around.
Oh, they'll burn this place down if we win the World Series. And Cratchit knows well. In 18, going on that run, this place was, it was pretty electric. And it was like that yesterday too. Our home opener, and Train hitting the grand slam, and the place is going nuts. They're giving out little cowbells, so I feel like I'm back at Mississippi State, and it's just going. It's going crazy. Roof closed. We had a flyover with the roof closed yesterday. We kind of had it all. So. No, this place would go nuts if we won a World Series.
Funny story. You're going to get a kick out of this, Eric. You're going to love this because I could see you doing this. I had a buddy at Rutgers football games. You know, Rutgers football back in the day were struggling. For some reason, he wore an adult diaper at the game, so he didn't have to go pee at the game. And I tell you what, man, listen. You just take the thing off and he threw it. So he was literally watching it. Touchdown! He's like, just so you know, I'm peeing right now. And I'm like, oh my God. Listen, it was phenomenal. He'd go home, shower, and go back out and hit the road after a big win. I thought it was phenomenal.
I still love baseball. Like, I love everything about baseball. I watch baseball, you know, nonstop. And kind of why I'm thrilled to be in the role I am now with the Giants, because it keeps me really connected to the team still. And I feel like, you know, even though I'm not in the day-to-day, still having a voice is nice. But to be honest with you, I don't miss playing a ton. It just got to the point where, you know, I think we all get to it where it's like it's diminished returns a little bit, you know, with some of the prep work to get ready, the pain of the day-to-day. And I hesitate saying it because I'm just so grateful for the opportunity I had to play.
How about this guy? First of all, the pipes on him, and then the mustache. I saw a thing today, pre-mustache, post-mustache.
My stats.
You're never cutting that thing off.
It's a problem. I know.
Never. Have you guys seen that?
I haven't seen it.
His pre-stash versus post-stash stats are like, I don't know, 10 and 15 with like a 4.5, and then post-stash is like 20 and 4
with a sub 2.
Yeah, with a sub 2. I'm like, he's never cutting with in a million strikeouts, no walks, so he's never going to cut the mustache.
Would a beard still apply though? Like, what if you just had?
I had a beard and it didn't work.
So it's only mustache. That superpower is only the mustache.
Yeah, and it makes sense because my dad has one, like half my uncles have them, so it's just a genetic thing, you know.
Yeah, a player last year mentioned in an interview during the playoffs, they were sort of a muted celebration after they beat the Guardians, and then because they were onto the Astros. And I said something. It seems like you guys are really already onto the next round. And the player said, "Yeah, I think I'm going to buy the Wi-Fi tonight and start studying." And I was like, I'm sorry, you're going to what now? You play for the New York Yankees. Like, I have to buy the Wi-Fi. You don't have to buy the Wi-Fi. And he was like, no, we do. We have to buy the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to talk about umpires like a catcher, right? For Kratzy, if a catcher has a good day, you never notice he's back there. And if an umpire has a good day, you never notice he's there. And everyone just goes about their business. But you can't call an umpire a douchebag. I've tried, and it usually gets you run.
What's the line?
Listen,
if you
it
say,
depends on what umpire you have, honestly. Like, there's guys that you could go after and they'll come back at you, but I've never said that word before. I told an umpire, you got no balls. Like, I've told him, like, where are you at today? You know.
And did you get tossed or no?
Oh yeah,
you did get tossed.
Yeah,
so that's not as bad.
That was after the fact. I told him that he missed the pitches by like 2 feet, 3 in a row. I said, you freaking screwed me.
Well, since he's not playing anymore, I'll let you know.
Okay.
He could see a tip, and that's why he absolutely racked you to left field
Okay.
all the time.
This guy, I was like, oh man, are you kidding me? That's actually kind of funny, but I'm gonna have to go back and look at this now. My gosh.
Oh man.
It was. I remember he got put in the lineup, and he's like, "Yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna wreck this guy." And nobody else could see the tip. I don't know if it was from the left side that you could see it better. And he goes, "Oh, we're gonna kill him. We're gonna kill him." I think we had 3 hits, and he had all 3 of them. It was
probably for a homer too. Like I think I threw a CD against them one year, and I think he had a homer off me that game.
There was a tweet showing the homer, and then Cade McClure, who gave up the homer, sent this tweet out. **, cheater hits a home run on a rehab assignment during a steroid suspension. Wow, shots fired.
Well, you didn't show the tweet before that, Scotty, that said, "Hey, Cade McClure will never forget giving. He can always tell his grandkids he gave up a home run to Fernando Tatis, and then he fired back with a cheater hits a home run on me on a steroid suspension." Well, listen, Cade, good for you, man, because people forget this stuff. We kind of talked about this a little bit before, Eric. But man, listen, I don't understand why guys, if you're suspended for that long, you should have to start your rehab to get ready after the suspension. I've had this argument with the union before, and I don't understand why can he play in all these games? He's suspended just because he's playing in AAA. That's the same thing. Like, make these guys sit out their suspension, and then they have to come back and not be ready. It costs their team even more. And I understand they're going to say, well, you can't control that or whatever. But yeah, you can suspend them the full whatever the suspension is, and then make them start the rehab assignment. Because then that's just even more of an incentive to not be a cheater.
I mean, the kid's great, man. He's like, the young kid, keeps his head down, smile on his face. He's hell of an athlete, man. I'm watching this kid, I'm like, fuck, this kid's fucking good.
What a week on FT Live. Next week, we'll have a special show on Friday to celebrate Jackie Robinson Day. But also next week, we are announcing new hosts. Kratzy, you're out. That's it, man. You had a good run for a month.
Wait. For real? Because the only person that got out this week was whoever Todd threw that one strike to, because AJ didn't throw a strike.
Appreciate that, big dog. It's going to be a fun week next week.
Yeah, we're adding people to the roster. Can't wait to announce it. We'll see you then.